It's a lot about political instability, that we hear. And we think those countries are where, or the security risk or things like that need to be addressed. But I think when it comes to really practical application to our clients, we start by saying, yes, you have these prominent, imminent, high-level political threats. However, there is all these downgraded risk as well, which, road accidents, for example, are number one cause of all the claims that came from Afghanistan versus a political event or a bomb blast or an IED and things like that. So I think for managing risk in an emerging markets as clients, as brokers, or as solution providers, we need to ask our clients a couple of questions. People risk, absolutely high there, right, the first risk. Business risk, operations, assets risk, but then there is this whole liability risk. This NGO had operations in Kenya for almost, 15 years. They have operations because it's a regional hub. And they had this country, not a country manager, but a deputy country manager who had been going from Canada to Kenya all her tenure with the company. So it was 10 years. She'd worked with the company 10 years, and I've traveled in and out of Kenya so many years. So, she went that, and she knows her way around. She didn't think she needed a taxi or a car arranged by her company or by her hotel or whatever. She felt very comfortable. She gets into this taxi. There's one driver, and then suddenly another woman gets in, while they're about to drive off. They take her around almost for like 4 hours, 5 hours, what we call express type of situation, ATM to ATM. They first have her withdraw cash, things like this. So, obviously it's an express kidnapping. And then they drop her off in a remote area. Now, this is a seasoned person who's been in and out of that country for so many years. And we're talking about Nairobi. We're not talking about Sudan or something. And she's completely traumatized, and obviously for a good reason. She comes back, and the company does everything possible for her. They've got all the right appropriate covers, things like this. They pay her benefits. This is in Canada. She's a Canadian national. So they do everything right by the book. After a year, they term her employment. But she's still not able to come back to work. She's too traumatized to come back to work, and the doctors assess that she'll never be able to work. What she does is she goes and sues the company. They said the company was complacent in having their employees travel overseas and things like this. They did not train them properly. Yes, they talked about all the high-risk locations and high-risk security, but they did not talk about things like where to get a cab, which medical doctor to go to if you have a situation like this, where is the passport office, or where is the nearest Canadian embassy, things like that. Things we all, when clients plan, they all plan for the big events, but yeah, so that's a big case going on, and part of it is settled, and the company obviously was found liable to pay a lot of this stuff. I think the 3 things I would, like you were asking, Dante, I would say pre-event and post-event planning. I think before you go into an emerging markets, yes, we all do the due diligence and plan. But once you're in an emerging market or in a country which is just coming out of, developing their political sort of standards, developing their economic standards, licensing, things like this. You have to plan on every level, but to manage this constantly evolving risk, which I think is very unique about emerging markets. Things change from today to tomorrow. So constantly managing that, and of course having procedures in place post-event. Small things can make a whole lot of a difference from a liability perspective as well.